Hi Libra, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of September. The month of August was very hectic and unpredictable, and it had very strong Aquarian and Uranian energy. Jupiter, which is the grand benefic, re-entered the fixed air sign of Aquarius on July 28th, and it will be there until December 29th. And it's a lot of fun. It gives different options to expand through technology and learning and through building community and seeking people that are on the same vibration. But it also can expand the unpredictability of this new age of Aquarius, the chaos, the stress, and I think it's done all of those things. And in August, again, Jupiter was newly back into the sign of Aquarius, where it'll be until the end of December of this year. And for you, it's expanding your options to meet people romantically, creatively, and to expand through your own creative vision. And then the Sun, Mercury, and Venus were all transiting in the fixed fire sign of Libra, and they clashed with the planet Uranus, so that added more unexpected news and chaos. And then Uranus, the planet of brilliance and ingenuity, among other things, stationed retrograde on August 19th. And you felt that energy 5 days before and 5 days after. And Uranus was at the world point at 14 degrees and 47 minutes of the fixed earth sign of Taurus. So just within less than a minute of the world point, which is 15 degrees of the fixed signs. And they are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So that packed a punch, and we all felt that really intensely. So as we begin the month of September, many of us have been on this roller coaster ride for a while now, and I have to say, for me, it's been hard to get the videos done more than usual, hard to focus, hard to get sleep done. And I'm hoping that now in September we definitely don't have the strong Uranian energy. Hopefully it's a little more calm. I love the new age of Aquarius and that it gives us a lot of opportunity, but it can feel like too many notifications and too much at once. So as we begin the month of September, the Sun and Mars are both transiting in the mutable earth sign of Virgo in your house of dreams and spirituality. And Mercury, which is the planet of communication, and Venus, which is the ruler of your sign and the planet of love and what you value and possessions, is transiting in your sign. So a lot of focus on manifesting your intuition and getting rest and doing spiritual work, which are all 12th house themes, paying attention to your intuition and getting enough rest, but also Venus in your sign makes you extra magnetic and attractive to others. It's good for meeting new people, for socializing, but also for business endeavors. And Mercury will retrograde at the end of the month at 25 degrees of your sign. And this is setting off the Venus retrograde story from the fall of 2018. And I will talk more about this later in the video. But you an opportunity to reassess what you want to streamline in your life, how you want to engage in self-improvement. If you want to meet people, maybe you're reassessing that area of your life, your professional responsibilities, whatever it might be. It's a lot of re-examination of how you can be more productive in your life. So as we begin on September 2nd, Mars opposes Neptune at 1:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And for you, that could definitely be feeling, perhaps there are issues that surface at work where there could be a little bit of lack of clarity or miscommunication and just feeling tired and drained, getting enough rest. If you're able to lay low, I would recommend that's a day to do so. On September 4th, Mercury forms a beautiful trine to Saturn, and Mercury is transiting in your sign, and it's making a beneficial aspect to Saturn, which is transiting in your house of creativity and love and self-expression. Saturn will be there until March 7th of 2023. and the two make a good aspect at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that is excellent for all forms of communication. Good for romantic, good for business, whatever you want it to be, but clear-cut communication. On September 5th, that's more of a day to lay low. Venus squares Pluto at 11:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that could bring breakups and endings, definitely could bring power struggles. Pluto is transiting in your house of home and family. Could be family situations that arise, could be issues, with other people in various areas of your life, but just people will be probably looking for a fight with that energy, and there definitely could be some breakups on that day. The 6th of September is an excellent day for all of us. It's a great new moon, so definitely circle that date. So the new moon takes place on September 6th of 2021. On that day, Mars forms a beautiful trine to Uranus at 8:20 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's a very innovative, creative energy. And then Venus forms a beautiful trine to Jupiter. So Venus in your sign, in its dignity, because Venus loves being in Libra and rules your sign. Venus forms a trine to Jupiter at 9:05 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and those are the two benefics working in harmony. It doesn't get much better than that. And then the new moon takes place at 8:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 14 degrees and 28 minutes of the mutable Earth sign of Virgo. And this new moon takes place in your house of dreams and imagination. And so it's really good manifesting new moon. If the two benefics in harmony, Mars and Uranus helping us to take really brilliant, innovative action. And then after the new moon, the sun trines Uranus at 9:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A lot of innovation and inventiveness with that new moon in your house of dreams. Really focus on what your dreams are. Be specific on what you want to manifest into your life, and do the law of abundance and other things that speak to you on how you can manifest. It's really about manifesting your dreams. And then on September 7th, Mercury opposes Chiron, the wounded healer, at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on September 8th. And that, for you, Chiron is transiting in your house of partnerships and relationships. It initially entered that house in 2019. It gives you an opportunity to face your vulnerability in relationships. If there are wounds there, it's good for doing healing work, and doing healing work with others, perhaps, in your case. And then on September 10th, Venus, which rules your sign, changes signs and enters the fixed water sign of Scorpio at 4:39 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it will be there until October 7th. And for you, it's transiting in your house of income and money and what you value. And this is a good opportunity for earning new money, for finding ways to be creative with how you earn money, and focusing on what you value, and for your creativity. You're a very creative sign. On September 14th, the sun opposes Neptune at 5:21 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that can bring a haze for all of us. For you, it could bring confusion at the workplace. It could be, again, feeling tired or drained, so getting enough rest the early part of that day. And later in the day, Mars enters your sign at 8:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will be until October 30th. And Mars is technically in its detriment in your sign because it rules the opposite sign of Aries. But when Mars is transiting in your first house of self and new beginnings, it lends a lot of energy to get things done and get things accomplished. And Mars takes approximately 2 years to transit. So it's a very good opportunity for you to focus on what you want to get accomplished, and whether it's fitness goals, health goals, work goals, social or romantic goals. This is a time of ushering in new beginnings for you and taking action. And you are a cardinal sign. You're kind of like the iron fist in the velvet glove. You're diplomatic and gracious, but you get it done, and you are, very hardworking. So I think this will help you to fight and work in a difficult time, and to not lose focus on your goals. And so use it that way. On September 16th, the sun forms a beautiful trine to Pluto at 9:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that is a very empowering energy, good for helping you to transform your dreams, to get your needs met, and to find the courage and empowerment. Later that day at 11:15 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and at 2:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on September 17th, Venus squares Saturn, and that is a reality check of what's working and what's not working. And Venus is transiting in your house of money and income and what you value, so trying to figure out what's working, what's not working. And then on September 20th, there's a full moon that day, very emotional one. The moon meets up with Neptune at 7:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of work and daily routine. And then Mercury trines Jupiter at 6:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that helps to give some optimism in a very emotional full moon. The full moon occurs at 7:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 24 degrees and 18 minutes of the mutable water sign of Pisces. And this full moon is on the fixed star known as Shiat, and that is a fixed star associated with loss and misfortune and sorrow. And for all of us, honoring the loss we've all endured in this time, this really difficult time, it's a heavy full moon, and for you it's in your house of work and routine. Maybe there are endings at work. Thankfully Mercury trines Jupiter. That brings some optimism in all of this, but it's not an easy full moon, I will say that. That's an emotional one, and whenever the moon meets up with Neptune, that can be pretty emotionally intense. And then on the 22nd of September, the equinox occurs, and that's when the sun crosses the celestial equator, and in the northern hemisphere it is headed south, and it's when the day and night are approximately the same length, and it's the beginning of the fall season in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, the sun is headed north, and it's the beginning of the spring season. And we look to what those few months have in store. I looked at the fall equinox chart on the northern hemisphere, and it has Capricorn ascendant, Capricorn at approximately 14 degrees, which is a degree off from when Saturn stationed direct in September of 2019. So maybe, referring back to that time of what we were all trying to build and what you were trying to build in your life at that time. And in this equinox chart, the moon is at 21 degrees of Aries. So it's just a degree off from the world axis, which is 22 degrees of the cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So the moon's very fiery. Mercury squares Pluto that day at 9:12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So already that could bring power struggles, changes, endings, could uncover big news. and the moon is basically at the world point, so we know it's a intense time. But this is your birthday season. The sun is entering your sign at 3:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it will transit there until October 22nd. So happy birthday, and this is an invigorating energy. You've got Mars in your sign to the end of October, the sun there until October 22nd, and Mercury retrograde. Mercury is going to be in your sign until November 6th. So a lot of focus on how you can be much more productive in your life, really using this fall as a time to focus on your goals or refocus. A lot of times, we can let things go. It happens. So it's a good opportunity, and the cosmos, the stars are aligning with that intention for you. So a good idea to do it. And on September 23rd, Venus opposes Uranus at 5:41 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that could bring unexpected financial, perhaps, financial challenges or unexpected news. Could be issues with your intimate relationships, whatever you think it is. It might be something else. Could be kind of exciting and sexy, hopefully, but with Uranus, it is very unstable and unpredictable. And then on the 25th, Mars trines Saturn, which is a helpful flow of energy, at 5:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that will help you to get things accomplished. Good for your romantic life, good for getting things done. On September 26th, Mercury retrogrades in your sign at 10:10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and on September 27th at 1:10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And Mercury is retrograding where Venus was. So every 8 years, Venus retrogrades approximately at 10 degrees of Scorpio and stations direct at approximately 25 degrees of your sign. And in the fall of 18, Venus retrograded on October 5th at 10 degrees of Scorpio, and it's stationed direct on the 17th of November at 25 degrees of your sign. Mercury is triggering this story, hopefully inviting you to face what you want to achieve, what you were trying to accomplish at that time. Venus and the Sun met up on October 26th and formed an inferior conjunction, a new 8-year vision of what you want to create. Don't forget your dreams and what you want to achieve. And now with Mercury retrograde, this is an ample opportunity for you to reassess many different areas of your life, and it is in your birthday season that it begins. So I think this is a great time for you. And Mars is there getting you going, motivating you to take action. And then on September 29th, Venus squares Jupiter. No, Venus, I keep messing this up. Venus trines Neptune at 12:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, very romantic and creative energy. And then on September 30th, Venus does square Jupiter at 7:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I don't see that as difficult. It could be a bit excessive. It's the two benefics of the zodiac. For you, could be a lot of focus on, on your social life. Romantically, it could be some fun. Could be maybe a little bit of overspending. Maybe that's a possibility, but I don't see it as being ominous. So I wish you a lot of luck, Libra, and you have a lot to work with, and thank you very much. Take care.